Welcome back to Persona 5 Royal, and it's time for Akechi to speak about the Phantom Thieves. World famous fail, lol.
Well then, we will now begin today's panel. Our guest of honor is Goro Akechi.
I feel kind of bad considering how many people have gathered. I'm sure you all would have been happier to have a singer or a mascot appear, wouldn't you say?
We'd appreciate if you could tell us about your experiences with the notorious...
He's still good at working a crowd, but also, please don't say mascot, otherwise you'll tempt Teddy to make an appearance.
It'd be wonderful if you could let us hear more about your actual investigative process.
I'm not used to being the one interrogated, so please go easy on me.
How much do you think he knows?
He talks about the Phantom Thieves are dangerous, yet he says they haven't committed any murders. Either he has an idea who the true culprit is, or he has uncovered the identities of the Phantom Thieves.
Come on, Makoto. You gotta get it out of him.
But if he's uncovered our true identities, we don't want to get that out of him live on stage.
As much as you're allowed to say, would you tell us how far along your investigation is on them?
Getting right to the point, I see. Well, if it's as much as I'm allowed to say, then everything on TV and the internet is all of it. We don't have any leads yet, and the methods behind their crimes are still unclear.
I see. Even with this country's power, arresting them is proving to be difficult. Is that the case?
I wouldn't phrase it that way, but, well, something like that.
Thank you for answering that question. By the way, it seems you've denied a correlation between the Phantom Thieves and the murders. Why the sudden change? Until now, haven't you upheld your stance that the Phantom Thieves are dangerous? How are you so positive that they haven't committed murder?
Are you a little too comfortable interrogating people? Why, it's as if you're a prosecutor.
Excuse me. This is something I've personally been interested in, so I couldn't help it. But won't you tell us? What reason is there that you'd claim their innocence when you previously stated they were unjust?
Mako-chan's really pressing for an answer. She's pelting him with questions.
Every person whose heart they changed have truly been criminals, including Okumura. Why then was he the only one who needed to be killed?
I admit that's a good point.
Why is that?
Because, yeah, you'd think if they kill the worst of them, then they probably would have killed Kamoshida.
I must admit, I couldn't deduce a reason. That's why I believe that case should be thought of as if a different party is responsible. And if, this is all hypothetical, mind you, if the Phantom Thieves are the ones I know of, I can't possibly imagine they would kill anyone.
Your comment just now. Does this mean the police have already identified who they are?
Oh, no. The police haven't gotten that far yet. But I have my own conclusions about the true identities of the Phantom Thieves.
He's gotta be bluffing.
Yeah, the crowd went straight from laughing to, ooh.
Pipe down. He's lying, right? But if it's the truth...
You can actually see Haru and Futaba in the crowd there if you look closely.
You're not going to ask me who they are?
It may have repercussions on the investigation. Are you sure you can share that with us?
Oh boy, Makoto is playing with fire here.
It's only my personal opinion, so announcing that here wouldn't pose a problem. However, there is a possibility that everyone present will hear the truth before the police or media.
The truth? What's he planning on saying?
That's quite the confidence you have. If you're so certain, then very well. I'd like to ask you then. Who do you think the Phantom Thieves are, Akechi-san?
That idiot!
No. There's no way he could have any evidence.
And this is Makoto we're talking about. She knows what she's doing.
Do you guys know Kaneshiro?
What?
idiot! What's she doing?
Most of the time.
They're people you all know quite well. The identity of the Phantom Thieves are... it's mine. I apologize for the interruption, but I can't turn off my phone due to my job. Would you mind if I step away for about 10 minutes or so?
I'm terribly sorry, everyone, but we'll be taking a break. We'll resume the panel in 10 minutes.
Please don't troll me online for this interruption.
I love how he outright just expects people to do this, and he's kind of right.
Is there a room I may use?
There's the PE faculty office.
Yep, nobody's using that one anymore.
I want you to come too. There's a matter I want to discuss. Your friends from yesterday are here, aren't they? Can you bring them too, if that's all right?
Did you set this up?
We only have 10 minutes, you know.
What do you want to talk about? No.
Well, we did kind of already see him watching us go into the palace there. Also, this is confirmation of exactly what it looks like to see people going in and out of a palace, which is why I'm kind of surprised that nobody's caught us doing this before, especially with Kaneshiro.
That's gotta be shopped! I have video footage too. Please, let's not feign ignorance. All of you can go to that other world too. Wouldn't all of you know more about it than me? I also know that when you traverse over there, your appearance changes as well. It's because of those mysterious powers, isn't it? I found out about that world about a month ago. This had been installed onto my phone without my knowledge.
Huh, I wonder how long you've had that. Guess that was kind of around the time that Kasumi got it.
Dude, it's the nav. When the app activated on its own, the scenery around me suddenly changed. Quite frankly, I still can't believe it myself.
But whose palace did you get into? Were you just saying names and places randomly? Because if so, you might have stumbled into a palace that we don't know about, and that's important.
But from the look of these photos, all of you seem quite used to it.
We've been listening to you blab on for a while now, but cut the delusional...
All of you are acting as Phantom Thieves in the metaverse.
Oh, you even know it's called the Meta... Well, actually, you would, because of the nav, so yeah. It's literally called Metaverse Navigator.
I can say so with conviction because I have the same power as you.
Well, I feel like it's no use denying it at this point. He pretty much knows everything.
So, you admit it then. In all honesty, I've been curious about you since the time of the Madarame case. But to think it would end up like this.
We didn't kill anyone!
I believe that as well.
How can you be so sure?
Because I saw another. The real culprit.
For real?
Who was it?
I couldn't identify his face. He had a mask on, after all.
Well, that means his mask is more effective than ours.
Actually, when I took these photos, I entered that world too.
Okay, so I'm assuming that you actually did go to Okumura's palace.
That's when I saw someone else moving about, besides all of you. He shot at me the moment he noticed me.
That's who killed President Okumura?
Most likely. At the very least, I was almost killed by him.
Well, if you didn't have a persona at the time, then, probably likely.
I can't die here. I need to determine the truth. When those thoughts overcame me, I awakened to that power. A most fortunate accident.
Okay, I guess you weren't without a persona for long.
This guy has a persona too?
But does he have a real one, or that weak, formless kind Haru used to have?
This cat. I swear, it just talked.
Morgana, our teammate who taught us about the metaverse.
Also, you notice him talking a lot faster than Yoshizawa did, I can tell you that much.
Really? This is unbelievable. But it is true that you know things that I don't. Say, Morgana, were you also the one who instructed them on how to change people's hearts? I experienced that world too. But I still haven't solved that mystery yet.
Yeah, true, he was the one, and I'd expect Akechi would make a deduction like this, because really none of us would have had that knowledge the moment that went into the nav. I mean, the nav itself doesn't tell you.
We go in the metaverse, we call them palaces, to steal the core of their desires, their treasure. And those whose treasure has been stolen have a change of heart.
Ah. There's certainly no way anyone could figure out such an MO.
Anyways, back to what you were talking about. Are we in this mess because of that guy?
Actually, I just realized, actually somebody has figured out our MO, Maruki, though he doesn't really realize, the implications of that yet.
Although I don't completely understand the method, all you do is simply reform people. Someone else is behind the murders. However, the police have decided that the Phantom Thieves did it. They'll arrest you at this rate.
They're going to treat me as my father's murderer?
I can't overlook such a grave mistake.
Just like us, you can't overlook things either.
Which is precisely why I want us to strike a deal. I may be able to save you from this
A
situation.
deal? But we already have a confidant with you.
A deal?
I would like you to cooperate with me on investigating the truth.
And if we decline?
Then I think I'll have to inform the police about all of you. Along with that video I mentioned.
So, out of all the friends that we know, the only one since Yusuke who has not tried to blackmail us in any way, shape, or form has been Haru.
This ain't no deal, it's blackmail.
Yeah, again, we tend to make all our friends through blackmail.
Say what you will. This is the method that I believe is correct. The justice I uphold will not tolerate criminals who kill people at their leisure.
And you're willing to blackmail a bunch of high schoolers with being arrested for murder over that.
Justice.
You've heard that Sai-san is the one spearheading the investigation about you Phantom Thieves, correct? The higher-ups are concerned only with settling the case. They want to capture the culprits behind the psychotic breakdown incidents and end the commotion.
Yeah, they're clearly being pressured to sweep this under the rug as fast as possible. I suppose since the public is just losing faith in politicians over all this.
Those are the ones who are putting pressure on Sai-san. I can only imagine her impatience.
I like this angle though, the fact that Saya is only this desperate because she's just so pressured to achieve results here. I feel it is something that happens a lot in the real-life Japanese justice system, especially if Ace Attorney is any indication.
What of evidence that we did it? How do they intend on proving it?
Even if there's no objective explanation to the method, it's over once causality is established. Sai-san can't make rational judgments at the moment.
Yeah, exactly. I've been saying this for a while.
If she were to be cornered, well, she may even make up a confession.
Also common if, again, Ace Attorney is any indication.
Make it up?
So, they're gonna make it all our fault? Just because they feel like it?
We haven't killed anyone, though! And we're still going to be arrested?
You'll be found guilty if you're caught, and it will be treated as a very serious crime.
Bullshit! None of that makes any sense!
Unfortunately, there's nothing I can do alone anymore to stop the flow of things.
And that's why you want our cooperation.
Yes. In return, I'll turn a blind eye to what you've done. Those are my conditions. That said, I ask that you disband the Phantom Thieves after this.
What should we do about Akechi-san's proposal?
Well, I mean, I was willing to agree with it up until that disband the Phantom Thieves part.
I see. I thought I was making a lot of concessions myself. Well, you don't have to decide at the moment. Considering this is you we're talking about, I believe you'll come to a favorable reply. I'm glad we could talk. It's been a while since I've been able to spend such a meaningful time like this.
Yes, meaningful time, blackmail.
I look forward to your answer. It was definitely worth coming today. For various reasons. We should be getting back.
Various reasons, huh?
About that. I'm sorry. Would it be acceptable if we ended the panel here?
On the one hand, we're gonna have an angry mob of people yelling about that cliffhanger, but on the other hand, well, you won't reveal our identities on stage, so yeah, I guess we have a deal in that regard.
The reason why you called for me in the first place was because you wanted intel, correct? My business is concluded as well.
So yeah, we got the intel, we got what he knows, and we found out he knows a little too much.
I'll deal with it somehow.
Damn it! He had complete control over us!
Yeah, it's not like that's ever happened to us, like with Makoto and with Futaba.
Hey, they're going.
I'm sorry about the sudden break. An urgent task came in. So, I truly apologize about this, but I'll have to end things here today.
To make up for the time that was planned for this panel, the Rakugo Research Club will instead be...
We're getting a high school mediocre Rakugo instead of Akechi. Yeah, everyone's gonna really riot now.
I can't say anything in detail regarding the Phantom Thieves investigation, but I feel another great stride will occur again soon. I hope you all continue to pay attention to what happens.
Let's have a big round of applause for today's guest, Goro Akechi.
Was that really our best course of action?
He totally used Makoto's suggestion against us.
Indeed. We intended to get intel out of him, but to think it would play out like this.
So what? We'll just accept his deal?
He's got evidence on us. We really don't have a choice.
Damn it! What are we gonna do?
Calm down, Ryuji.
How am I supposed to calm down? What are we gonna do?
Well, one, hope that no other students are overhearing this.
What's done is done. We'll have to cool our heads and think more on this. We must make up our minds by the time he contacts us again.
We need to give this a lot of thought.
Similar occurrences followed in succession earlier this spring. Although things have quieted down until recently, several incidents have occurred once again. Furthermore, new information has come to light about the suspect who suffered sudden mental shutdown. He had received a calling card from the Phantom Thieves.
Why did Futaba have something like this?
If a calling card was delivered, we can only assume that the Phantom Thieves are behind it. If so, those occurrences back in spring can be attributed to them as well. Moreover...
I knew it. She's... Oh, God.
The post-festival party is about to begin in the gymnasium. Please join us, everybody.
So after all that very intense stretch of plot, I will say that, the lead up to this arc is some of my favorite story in this game since the Kamoshida arc. But we're going to be going into some downtime now.
Post-festival party? I thought this thing was over. Nobody invited you to it, so let's just go home.
I don't care if I'm not getting any confidant benefits out of it.
Huh?
Although, why do I get the feeling that we're going to be invited to it in about 5 seconds?
Senpai, aren't you going to the post-festival party? Then why don't we go together?
And I knew it.
Festivals don't come around every day, so we may as well enjoy it while we can. It seems like it's already begun.
Yes, the festival of faceless students just standing and talking with masks on.
Let's get in there, Senpai!
And now, it's time for your favorite Shuji tradition, the Student Sharing Special! But before that, we've decided to change things up this year. We've got a huge surprise for you
More Rakugo? Hey, it's the Persona 4 Dancing All Night Club! One of them even does kind of look like the Persona 3 protagonist hair-wise. I feel like they would have used actual mocap here. I've never played any of the dance games though, but I've heard of some things about some people who are actually professional dancers rating the dancing of the Dancing All Night and other dancing games.
Just standing around while everyone dances is embarrassing.
If you can call just putting your fists together and then putting your hands up like that girl behind you, if you can call that dancing, then yeah, alright. I admit that's generally how I would have danced in high school. I'm really not into this kind of dancing at all. It's showtime! Oh no, wait, don't say that, then everyone in this room will explode. Come on, Ren, get into it. You know you want to. There we go! And even she's like, just like, oh wow, I didn't expect him to get that into it.
Hey, you're Yoshizawa-san, right? The first year?
And on your shirt it just says, we are, so I guess you're the One Piece dance crew.
We've got a little favor to ask you.
Let's hope it's not a creepy favor.
Got it. I'm in.
No, it's an inaudible favor, which is suspicious.
Senpai, I'll be back soon. They've asked me to help them with something. Just wait here and watch what happens.
Who's that? Huh?
That's crazy.
That was so exhausting, but what a blast. I feel like I danced my heart out back there.
Not all night, or in the moonlight, or in the starlight. You know, ironically, she actually isn't in any of the dancing games, even as DLC, I'm pretty sure.
Thank you.
Wow, that dance was amazing.
I know, right? I was totally blown away.
And I'm totally not voiced by Amanda Wynn Lee. I kind of like to make a game of, as you can probably tell, all of the voice actors of the nameless NPCs I can guess.
It's my dad. He's telling me to come home before it gets too late. Sorry to leave you like this, but I have to get going. I Please excuse me. The post-festival party was so much fun, especially with you. See you soon!
It says I ought to head home, but then this happens. So, that part obviously is exclusive to Royal. This part was still in the base game, and this is... Okay, people are gonna get really, really mad at me for this, but I have to voice my opinion here. I feel like that scene is one of the Kasumi moments that's awkwardly placed, because it comes in the middle of a sequence that's already downtime, and the fact that you have that and then you have this event right afterwards, it just kind of feels like a bit too much for like one festival day, especially since, and people are going to be even more angry with me when I say this, I feel like that anime cutscene didn't serve much of a purpose story-wise. I think it mostly exists just to give some easy spoiler-free footage of Kasumi that they could use in Royal trailers, because as nice as it looks and as, frankly, amazing as the model animations were before that cutscene, like, it was just Kasumi dancing. It doesn't really add anything to the story, or really have any kind of real significance to it. But anyway, I should probably stop now. I know that a lot of people are going to be really mad at me for saying that, but I will say it's not because I am a Joker Makoto shipper. I hate die for ass ship mentality, and I want to stress that I do really like Yoshizawa as a character. I just feel like the way she's handled until the third semester is not great. Once we hit the third semester, I will be much, much more positive towards her, I promise. But yeah, so this right here is actually an optional romance event. If you don't have any romances though, Haru is always an option for this. In fact, we're probably going to still get her message. Yeah, there we go. So Haru is always an option for this event. And it's actually a platonic event with her because you can't possibly have started a confidant by now. And there's also the option for the guys, I would say like always, but this I think is the last time you get the option of the guys for an event like this. There is something else later on in the story, but there's no the guys equivalent, although the platonic equivalent of it is infinitely more amazing in Royal, but oh boy, I'm looking forward to getting to that. So yeah, in this case, you can only go with people you're romancing, or these two or these two by default. But Kawakami actually has an event for this too, but it's very different to the others. The student romances, also, by the way, I found out, Futaba's not an option for this, even though you can be romancing her by this point, which is kind of sad, because she didn't get a romance scene in Hawaii either. But yeah, Kawakami's event for this is very different to everyone else's. So yeah, back to the gym.
Alright, that was a great performance by the dance club. Everybody give them another round of applause.
My apologies for being so distracted. I can't stop thinking about Akechi-kun.
I was just more thinking that if Makoto was somehow involved in that dance club scene, I feel like she's the kind of person who would not be able to dance well at all.
Are we really no match for him? You're right. What's done is done. We should enjoy ourselves for the time being.
And now it's time for your favorite Shujin tradition, the student sharing special! Round of applause, everyone!
This event is never very popular. The older teachers seem to enjoy it for some reason, though.
It's kind of funny though, the Kawakami version of the event, you just both duck out of this early.
Alright, who has something to say? Anyone? Anyone? No? I'll just have to pick someone then.
Ren is like, oh no, please not me, please not me.
Oh, he's choosing from the crowd? The MC this year is actually somewhat capable.
I hate to think what the MC would have been like in your past years.
Ooh, is that our lovely student council president over there?
Oh crap, that's even worse than them picking Joker.
Huh?
Because everybody here knows who she is, whereas Joker's just... I feel like people have got over the whole criminal record thing by this point.
Come on up here, Miss Prez.
Do I have to go?
Oh boy.
That's not really the proper use for that phrase.
Everybody's waiting for you, Miss President. Here she is, everyone's favorite student council president, Makoto Nijima-san.
Hello.
So, with the Kamoshida scandal, Principal Kobayakawa's passing, and even that Hawaii trip, I'd be surprised if you've had any time to study for your entrance exams.
Oh yeah, you're making a joke about all of that stuff?
Now then, on with the show. What would you like to share with us today, Miss President? Miss President?
I mean, I guess she now needs to redeem herself for ruining the Akechi conference.
I don't really have anything to say. Sorry.
Here, I'll give you a question. Do you think the Phantom Thieves are really Shujin students?
What?
Oh?
Man, he's going in for the kill.
We're all dying to know what Akechi-kun was going to say about their true identities. Some people theorize that they go to our very school. So, are they from Shujin? What do you think, Miss President?
What do I think?
So most of the events play out the same way. We need to create a distraction. And what better distraction than... a sudden love confession!
Now this is drama! A boy caught in the throes of bittersweet youth! A stunning confession of love!
Really? Wow, way to go!
I think it was him!
Let's just hope everyone's forgotten that we're the delinquent transfer student by now.
So, Miss President, what's your relation to this guy?
Relation?
My, she's red as a beet! A rare glimpse into the girly side of our stunning Miss President! But I'm a gentleman. It hurts my heart to bully such a sweet girl!
Well, at least they're not bullying them as badly as the Persona 4 school festival.
Well, did you all enjoy our blushing beauty? Thank you very much, Miss President.
Just when it was getting interesting. MC, do your job.
I made a fool of myself.
At this point, Makoto's probably thinking, oh, please tell me that the students didn't record that, upload it to YouTube, and then Saya's probably gonna watch it, isn't she?
Post-festival party has never felt that long before. By the way, I'm surprised you were able to say what you did back there.
I didn't actually notice Joker was taller than Makoto. This is a weird thing to comment on at this point.
Huh?
As you know, we can't overlook that.
I was at a complete loss for words. You really helped me. Thank you. This may be a little rude to say, but you were surprisingly reliable in a pinch.
Surprisingly?
My sister always says if I get married, my husband should be someone dependable like that.
Huh. So, I guess she'd react positively to the pairing after all? I don't know, maybe after the interrogation, not so much.
Oh, forget what I just said.
Well, I mean, we promised never to forget this moment before, so nope, can't do that.
Despite everything that happened with Akechi-kun, my final post-festival party has turned out to be quite the unforgettable one. Oh, right. Here.
Makoto Donuts, okay then. Is that like an actual brand that exists that coincidentally is named after you, or did you make these yourself? I'm guessing the second.
If you'd accept this... I hope you enjoy it.
Yeah, the second option is more like I can't wait to never eat it because it's a one-of-a-kind item and most players have a very adverse reaction to using those.
Come, let's go.
Oh boy, this actually reminds me, didn't the completionist do like a full completionist run of this game, which to him included getting all of the unique romance items, which apparently took over 500 hours? Yeah, that sounds just, I don't think, even for like doing a max social link run for like 150 hours, even, you know, that is way beyond me. Well, I mean, I'd say a lot of people, including the whole police force and Saya, have lost their minds, but for different reasons. Although little does Joker know...
Welcome home.
...that we're gonna have a very awkward homecoming tonight.
You took off somewhere during the festival, huh? I tried to find you, but I gave up pretty quickly.
Yeah, we got caught in 2 separate events.
Futaba? What are you doing here in front of the store?
I needed to calm my brain. My thoughts were getting out of hand. Not just Akechi, but other stuff too. We're in deep trouble unless we can do something soon. But anyway, I was just thinking about going inside, so your timing is perfect. Let's go.
Timing is perfect. Never have those words held more dramatic irony.
The mass media has been causing quite a commotion lately.
SIU director, get out of the scene. You're leaving us in suspense for Sojiro catching Joker and Futaba.
No countermeasure for the Phantom Thieves, the sorry state of the police, destruction of safety. They're saying whatever they want. So, how's the investigation progressing? Any clues yet?
Nothing that leads to a firm conviction yet.
What's going on here? Didn't you say that you were sure about closing this case? And I thought I told you that failure won't be tolerated. Well, this is troublesome. If things continue at this rate, never mind a promotion. We'd have to let you go entirely.
I knew it was heading in that direction.
But sir...
I had high expectations for you. But it seems this task was too much to handle for someone so young. We may need to reform the operation as well, since the selected personnel for this...
Please, let me see this through to the end. This case is something that I've always...
I know that you've been at this for a while now. Even before the police spared us the staff for it. If you can manage an arrest, I've made special arrangements so that you can question them personally.
We're starting to see how things ended up the way they did.
That's what you want, isn't it? The leadership of this country is about to change. We can't let this case carry over into their term. I'll make myself clear again. Failure isn't an option. We need results.
I understand.
You're allowed to take some bold measures if you need to. We need good results, no matter what.
I just implicitly condoned forged evidence!
Oh, one more thing. If the unexpected happens to occur, contact me immediately.
Define unexpected.
To you, sir?
I said that failure isn't an option, didn't I? Yes. Everything is proceeding as planned.
As if we didn't know this guy was evil before. Suddenly this portrait.
We're home.
Also, before this, I feel like that "to you, sir" might be a mistranslation, but I'd have to look at this scene in Japanese to be sure.
Sojiro?
I was cleaning up and found this. This is a calling card, right? I read about it online, too.
You went into my room without my permission?
I'll apologize as much as you want later.
So, what is this?
That's...
Is it something to get flustered over? I knew it. This isn't just some game you're playing. Why aren't you saying anything?
Why did you keep it? I mean, it was memorable.
Explain.
Explain.
Can't tell me?
Explain. Hey, if this keeps up, Futaba's...
I'm talking to Futaba here, you know. I'll get right to the point. Is this a real one? Did they trigger a change of heart in you? How about it?
Ever since Mom died, there was no exit. I was trapped in a labyrinth of my heart. I knew I had to leave it, but I couldn't do it by myself.
Futaba. Here, sit down. I can at least listen to what you have to say.
The Phantom Thieves saved me. They stole my messed up heart. It's the same as Mom's research. They changed my cognition.
Seriously? Wakaba's research about altering one's cognition. I wondered about it myself, too. When she said she was going to go to the beach out of nowhere, even the doctors had thrown in the towel. At first, I just chalked it up as other kids being a better support for you than any adult. But as I kept watching the tabloid shows here, day in and day out, a thought crossed my mind. I thought your case kind of seemed similar to what these Phantom Thieves were doing.
Wow.
I'm still your guardian, you know. I'd never overlook such a drastic change in your behavior.
Sojiro.
But to think that Wakaba's research and the Phantom Thieves changing hearts were about the same thing. Back in the day, I used to be a government official. My job was to be the bridge between the country and the lab that Wakaba worked at. It's around that time that I got to know her. She said something odd when we were out drinking. That one of these days, she might die a bizarre death. Who wouldn't take that as a joke? I just laughed it off. But it happened exactly as she said. If anything were to happen to you, I'd feel like I let her down. There's something I want to ask you. Judging from your attitude, you knew about this calling card, didn't you? You should have known that Futaba had a change of heart through the Phantom Thieves as well. Is there a connection between you and them? The first incident of a change of heart was a teacher at your school.
Right around that time you were telling us not to get involved in anything.
The kid who brought that painting here was a pupil of that artist who had a change of heart, wasn't he?
And it's easy to put things together when that happens. I mean, Akechi did.
And then there's Futaba. You always seem to be linked to these incidents somehow. Got anything to say?
And at this point, I like to have Joker be honest here. I think we can trust Sojiro.
You know what people call them? Criminals. Why did you introduce such dangerous people to Futaba?
That's not true! I asked them! That's why he saved me!
He stole my heart!
Asked? Stole?
And now, though, he only had suspicions we knew them before, but you just spilled a little more than he knew. So now we really can't keep quiet.
Wait, are you saying that he's the one who changed your heart? Wait, he doesn't just deal with the Phantom Thieves, he's actually one of them? You're pulling my leg, aren't you?
And again, yeah, this is the option that I like using.
Are you serious? You really are a Phantom Thief? Oh, for crying out loud!
Sojiro!
So, basically, I've been sheltering a Phantom Thief for the last 6 months. And on top of that, Futaba's involved too. What the hell?
I want to find the culprit who killed my mom!
Wait, killed?
She was killed! I remember it now!
Stop this nonsense!
I mean, I'm sure all this time you've suspected she was murdered.
Why won't you believe me? Are you the same as everyone else? Didn't you know already? The way Mom died wasn't normal! Didn't you notice that her research was stolen by someone? Sojiro!
When she passed away, I did think it was odd. It was awfully fishy. But what could I do? All I was able to do was run from it all. Run away, hide, and end up here as some old guy running a cafe. To be frank, I took you in for my own good. Like it'd somehow make up for what I'd done. It's basically my fault that you got burdened with all this crap.
It's not your fault, Sojiro.
I acted all big, lectured, even yelled at you kids. And I end up getting consoled by her. God, real pathetic, aren't I?
I mean, the one who killed Mom's the one at fault!
I see. Don't worry. Even if you are the real Phantom Thieves, I have no intention of reporting or kicking you out. I mean, who would believe such a story? Unless they catch you red-handed, it's impossible to explain that you're the Phantom Thieves.
And right now, we're working our butts off to make sure that doesn't happen.
Let me just say one thing, though. Immediately back out of a fight that you can't win. Don't you get it? If, by chance, you pissed off the same guys that killed Wakaba, then they're not someone that kids like you can deal with. Listen to reason, all right? We're done talking about this. Come on, time to eat. All that yelling's gotten me hungry.
Phew. If he turned us in, that would have jeopardized our operation.
I didn't doubt him even for a moment.
Still, we should tell the others about what just happened.
Oh yeah, we're gonna have to remind them that, so on top of our teacher, Akechi, a random politician that I see, a person that I play shogi with, yeah, Sojiro also knows about us.
Oh, I'm tired.
Wait. These of all things, wow, you know things are dire. Ryuji actually said it. He actually said the thing that releases his power limiters. No, he just recommended that we hide like he did. Seems like he actually just went and opened this cafe just to hide from whatever government people were behind all of this. Yeah, that's what I was saying just then. Seems likely. Yeah, Sojiro used to work for the government. They have ties to Okumura. They've got ins in the police. This is why Sojiro was warning us to back out of a fight we can't win. This is a full-blown government conspiracy we're involved in.
We're gonna win, no matter what.
Just like how you've got the Ren and Futaba team just there, and how even Futaba's, I guess the chief had an inkling. You just had to word it that way, given the whole Futaba memes, didn't you? But yeah, Morgana's lying down. We can't do anything tonight, we just have to go to bed. But I just want to say, in all of this, I would just like to applaud right now Jameson Price's performance in that scene. That is absolutely brilliant. Like, just his performance is up there with Dimitri in Fire Emblem Three Houses in that one scene. Like, it's just so great. And also Erika Lindbeck too. Erika Lindbeck is amazing in that scene too. So, yeah, that scene right there, hands down, I would say probably in my top... Would it be in my top 3 scenes in this entire story? It might be. I was gonna say top 10, then top 5. Like, there were some Japanese magazines that surveyed both Western and Eastern fans on, like, what their top scenes were, but it was arc by arc. I forget exactly what, like, the results were for the entire game, but I think this one was definitely very high up there. So yeah, no doing crafting, no training, no nothing like that. We're just gonna go to sleep. Oh yeah, we have to decide on Akechi join. Well, not so much joining, apparently he's becoming a new leader now. But yeah, I think I'm gonna call things here because this has just been about over 50 minutes just for one day, but it was a big day, and again, before leaving, I just have to say, bravo Jameson Price on that scene right there. So, I will see you all next time when the plot somehow thickens even more.